Hi, I'm Maggie. Welcome to another Qigong flow on Qi and Gong. So today we're going to focus on the liver, a really important organ for lots of reasons, but there's few of us in today's stress-filled modern world whose livers aren't impacted just from our day-to-day life. So there's a lot of detoxing of various toxic elements that we find even in our households, in our diets. There's hormone detoxing as well. There's the emotional impact of things like anger and frustration, which in the Chinese system it's believed gets stuck in the liver as well. So we want to kind of do these liver-focused wood element exercises in order to be able to work with those feelings and really kind of channel them, work them out of the body. So we're going to be doing a little bit of wood-focused stuff today and some sequences which are directly focused on the liver as well. But let's have a little bit of a shake. So often when we do 5 elements work and things that focus directly on one of the organs, we're working on the organ itself. We're working on the meridian, the kind of energy line that supplies that organ. And we're focusing on the emotional component addressed by that organ as well. So we're covering quite a lot of bases. But we'll just give a bit of a shake. This is a really good, it's a very common warm-up that we do in Qigong, but it's also just a very handy little thing to know as a way of relieving stress. We see animals do it in the animal kingdom. If a dog has a stressful encounter out at the park, quite often you'll see they give themselves a good shake afterwards. And it really is that sense of shaking off stress, shaking off trauma, and physically working it out the body. So give it a try next time you have a stressful experience, which hopefully won't be too soon. But it's a really good way of just allowing that build-up of emotion in the body to work itself free. So we start with a good shake and with warming up the body as well. Try to let the hips and the buttocks go loose. Let the flesh kind of wobble around on the bone a little. Feet are just flat on the ground for this. Take some big breaths into the belly. And you can shake or wobble. Do it as vigorously or as gently as you want to this morning. And that lengthening of the exhalation as well is really good for detoxing the system, getting as much CO2 out of it as possible, and just allowing the nervous system to calm down a little bit. Let's take another deep breath in and exhale. Okay, right, we're going to do a little bit of tapping, so just use your fists. We can start off around the midsection of the body, on the lower part of the ribs, and you'll notice we are actually physically tapping on the liver on the right hand side. So it's kind of running liver, gallbladder, and then pancreas, stomach and spleen as we go across this midsection. Now, depending on what time of the day you're doing this, and depending on how you're feeling at any point in time, you can often get a little bit of tenderness around here, especially on this sort of solar plexus area in the middle. So just go gently. We're stimulating the blood flow, and therefore the flow of qi as well. It's got the added benefit here, if we kind of get the knuckles and the fingers in just underneath the rib, of sort of softening up this area. And this is often the part of the body where we'll find the diaphragm gets a little bit sticky. It will stick to the bottom of the ribs, making really efficient diaphragmatic breathing quite tricky. So it's a good idea to maybe do this first thing in the morning, because we're stimulating the blood flow to these organs. We're also inviting that inner strength that we do with tapping to kind of draw itself out of the body, giving us this protective shield. And we're also massaging the area, just unsticking that diaphragm if it's feeling a little bit stiff and unused. So we'll tap around this area, and we'll tap around the body as well. Let's go around the dantian. We'll do a clockwise circle. and then we're going to follow the path of the energy flow around the meridian. So take the hands out, just back and forth into the hip area, into the quad region, waking up this lymph. And then let's go down the backs of the legs and then up the inside, coming up around the chest, down the inside of the arm and up the outside. Go over the face, over the head, and then come back down around the dantian. We're going to finish off the tapping here. Before we get started, we're going to do a little bit of an acupressure massage as well on one of our liver points. So you need, if you've got socks on for this, take them off. You need to have a look at your feet. It's a little bit easier to do sitting down actually. You look at the space in between your big toe and your second toe along, and you take your finger just to the gap between those two toes and just gently press on the skin and move the finger back between the metatarsal, between the first and second metatarsal, until you find a little indent area, and then press your finger down. Now you'll be able to kind of feel it. It might feel a little bit tender as well. So this is liver 3, and this is the English translation of the name is Great Surge. So it's a really good point that you can do at any time really. Just getting your fingers in there, doing a little bit of an acupressure massage. It's really great for stimulating that upward flow of energy, because as well as having maybe an overtaxed, overstressed liver, a lot of us have stagnant liver qi, particularly women who are still menstruating. Certain times of the month it can kind of lead to a bit of stagnation. So we want this fresh upward flow of energy moving upwards, and this is a really great way that we can do a little bit of at-home acupressure. So give yourself a little massage with the fingers, really get in there. Take some deep breaths in while you're doing this. And just little pressure, little circles round and round. Really getting in there. And then finish off with a flat hand, just brushing up the legs. Just allowing, inviting that energy to flow upwards. Okay. Right, so let's do knocking on the gates. We're just going to create loose fists with the hands. Take the feet out a little bit wider and swing from side to side. So the back hand is hitting behind the navel, front hand hitting the side of the body. Again, it's at that, and there's that organ belt around the base of the ribs. You can slow this right down, twisting round to the side, trying to keep the hips fairly square on so that we're turning at the waist. So we're going to do some wood element exercises. We're going to start with the liver exercise from a sequence called the 12 rivers. There's one for each organ and organ meridian. So we're going to do, firstly we're going to do the one for the liver. We're also going to do a few liver exercises which use the healing sounds for the liver as well. So we're going to kind of do a bit of sound therapy and movement. Let's slow this down. Gradually coming back to the centre. Okay, and then take the feet just about shoulder width, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Sink the knees, tailbone is pointing down towards the earth. Alignment of the chin is just very slightly tucked, tailbone slightly tucked as well. Bring the weight onto one leg, pivot on the other heel, and then lunge into that leg. Bring the weight onto the back leg, heel flexed, again, or foot flexed rather, just stimulating that upward flow of energy. Straighten the foot up, twist around the opposing leg, and then we're going to turn at the waist and just bow down, flat body over that straight leg. Coming back up, we pivot on the same heel and we're going to lunge to the same side again. Bring the foot back, bring the weight onto that foot, pivot on the other heel, and then lunging into that leg. Then the weight comes back, flex the foot, straighten it up, twist to the other leg, bend down over that straight leg, and come up, pivoting on the heel, go back the same way. We're gently kind of shifting the weight from side to side. Coming back on the heel, straighten the leg and twist. Bow down over the straight leg. So we're a bit knock-kneed at this point when we're doing the bow. The knees are kind of pointing in towards one another. Lunge back to the same side again, shift the weight, and then the other side. So the breathing for this, you can experiment, but what we want to do is exhale as we're coming down over that straight leg. So for instance, it could be like inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. But find a rhythm that suits you. You just want a nice exhalation as you bend the body over the leg. Remember to flex that foot. Lunging to one side. You can slow this right down as well. Lunging to the other side. Really working that flex. Straightening, twisting, and bowing. Let's do this a few more times. As well as we shift the weight from one side to the other, we're using that principle of empty and full, so it's a gradual shift from one side to the other. So it should feel quite fluid as we gently seesaw back and forth. So inhaling as we come back and twist. Exhale, bowing over. Let's just do one more on each side. The knees are quite soft as well, so we're kind of bobbing up and down. We're quite low down at this point. We're never locking the knees up. Flexing the foot, twist, so you're slightly twisting, and then bowing down. And then to finish, we're just going to lunge to this side, straighten back up, and lunge to the other side. And then let's just sink the hands down. Give the body a little bit of a shake after that. Shake the arms and legs out. And we're going to do another exercise which works on this upward flow of energy using a slightly different methodology, which is quite fun. We'll do the hands for this first. So take the feet shoulder width apart, sink the weight. Your hands are going to be all the fingers together and the palms are facing down towards the earth. We're slightly rounding out the back and the hands are pressing down, so it's as if they're working with this kind of surface of energy. We slowly bring one up and push the other one down. So we're creating a little bit of a diagonal. Inhaling to center, exhaling, pushing the other one. So we just want to get this sensation of the hands moving. Gently pressing and pulling. Your knees are soft. So it's this kind of gentle diagonal movement, but very much a kind of pushing and pulling sensation. An instruction I quite liked when I was learning this was that it's similar to pulling pizza dough. apart, that kind of stretchy, glutinous feeling. Just moving them slightly on the diagonal. Okay, so that's what we do with the top half. Now, with the bottom half, just check down at the feet. You're going to find that liver meridian again. We're going to use the big toe. So again, this is not, we need the socks off. If you are a sock wearer, take them off. It's a lot easier to do. Just spreading the toes apart. You can often lift them up and just spread them apart. This is really good to do for our foot health anyway, because quite often our feet have been crammed into shoes from early ages and we get all our toes sort of squished together. So try and separate them as much as you can. With the hand that comes up, it's a bit like you're a marionette. You've got some string on your hand and it's attached to your big toe. What you're going to do is keep the other toes pressed into the ground, and as one hand comes up, you're just going to pull up your big toe and then release it down. Other hand comes up. I'm not sure if you can see my toe peeking back, but it is. So we're inhaling to center, exhale, pull the hand and the toe up and down. Inhale to center, exhale, pull the hand and the toe. Now it might take a bit of practice to try and isolate the toe itself. It's a really good one to keep going. Inhale to center, exhale, pull. We'll just keep going with this for a moment. There's another little nuance we can add here. Let's just get the hands and the toes working. Keeping that kind of stretchy sensation going. Inhale to center, exhale, pull the toes. It's almost like you're peeling it back off the floor. Peel the toe. Peeling it back as the hand stretches up. Okay, and then we'll keep going, inhaling to center. So the added bit that you can do is you can just squeeze the anal sphincter as you lift the toe up. It's optional. There's a lot going on here, so you might just be concentrating on moving the toe, and that's fine. But as an added little bonus, you can try the squeezing. Inhaling to center, exhale, hands and toes pulling up. Release. Inhale, exhale, pull the toe up and the hands up. And release. Let's do a couple more. Exhale. And release. Exhale, pulling the toe up. Squeezing the sphincter and release. Pulling, peel that toe back and release. Just relax the hands down. Give them a little bit of a shake if you need to, because that arm position is quite an intense position to hold for any length of time, and of course give the feet a shake as well. We're going to use one of the liver sounds in this next one, but we will do the movement first. So the feet are about shoulder width apart, and we're going to take one foot and just bring it forward slightly. So it's angled about 45 degrees, and we're lunging into this front leg. This is one where we shift the weight back and forth. So we're shifting the weight back, and then we're leaning forward, and we bring the hands in. So we're gently kind of inhaling as we come back, and exhale, pushing forward. The idea is to simulate the ebb and flow of a wave here. And we're going to use the physical healing sound for the liver, which is a shoo sound with a zh kind of in the beginning. And guess what? We're going to use our toe as well. So we make the sound as we exhale and push forward. We inhale back, and if you can, pull that big toe back. So again, it's like you're peeling it back. And then we exhale and shoo. Inhale. Exhale. Shoo. Inhale, toe back. Shoo. Inhale, peeling the toe back. Shoo. Feel the toe. Inhale. Inhale back. Inhale. Let's do one more. Inhale back. Bring your foot back to center. And take the other one forward and pointing into the corner. And again, we get this sort of back and forward motion. Let's inhale, peeling the toe back, big toe back. Just moving my foot so you can see it. Exhale. Inhale. Inhaling. Inhale, toe back. Inhale. Peel that toe. Inhale. And again. One more. Inhale, bringing the foot back to center. Let's just exhale. Float the hands down. Stand for a moment, Wuji posture. Bring the hands up, about level with the dantian. Relax joints. Feet parallel, tailbone and chin slightly tucked. Take a breath here. Nourishing the energy. And release. And then we'll do a little bit of work on the other wood element organ as well, paired with the liver. It's the gallbladder. So this is a really nice one. Also from the 12 rivers. It's another one where we kind of shift the weight back and forth. So take the feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Sink the knees. We're going to take the hands so the palms are facing one another. Come onto one leg. Again, pivot on the other heel. And we're going to stretch out to the side. And the hands are initially facing one another. So the palms are facing one another. And then we shift the outer hand so that the palm is facing forward. And it's as if we want to grab hold of a pole that we're going to move over our head, or a broomstick or something like that. So we just want to tighten the hands as if we're gripping something. And we create a big arc, our tiger claws. And we're going to keep the arms and shoulders at right angles and just bring our broomstick all the way down. So you can feel this stretch coming down the side of the body. Bring the arms back up, shift the weight onto that leg again. Bring the foot around. Just drop the tiger claws for a moment. Coming onto the other foot. Again, we extend out. So our hands are a bit like scissors like this. Then your front arm, flip it over. Create a big arc, tiger claws. Trying to keep the arms at right angles if you can. Pointing it down towards the other foot, coming up, shifting the weight. Bring the foot around. So with the breathing here, what we want to do is exhale on this movement. So this is exhaling. Inhale as we shift. And then exhale. Inhale. just doing it slowly so that we can get the movement. Creating a big arc with the body. So when you angle this broomstick down towards the other foot, you're feeling this stretch running down the side of the body, which is the gallbladder meridian. So it's a really nice stretch. Tapping into that downward flow of energy coming all the way down from the head and face, down the shoulder, side of the body, all the way down to the toes. Inhaling as you shift to the other side. Exhale. Inhaling, shift. You can do this a lot faster once you've got the movements, but it's quite a nice one to do slow precisely because of that deep stretch. You enjoy that a lot more when it's slowed down. And again, we're shifting the weight from side to side quite evenly, keeping the knees soft. It's very hard to do this with a straighter leg. Kind of do need to get down a bit. Back leg, straighten the foot up, opposite leg, out we go again. And let's just do one more on this side. And then bringing foot back. Let's just straighten both feet up and let the hands float down. Pick your toes up again. See if you can separate them and press them into the ground a little bit. We're just going to channel some of this wood energy, using the toes and using the hands as if they were tiger claws. So with this one, it's just a breathing exercise, standing here, but we're going to inhale and tighten everything. So from the toes to the fingers, feeling this connection going all the way up the upper arms into the shoulders, squeeze the buttocks and the thighs, and then exhale, really release. So just drop everything. Inhale, draw it all up. Everything's tense. Toes are clawing at the ground, fingers are clawing at the air. Exhale. Relaxation after tension. Inhale, let's draw the tension in. Toes are claws, fingers are claws. Feel that connective tissue all the way up into the neck and shoulders, and then exhale, release. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale. Squeezing everything. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, clawing and squeezing. Exhale. One more inhale. Really sharpening the fingers and the toes. And then exhale, release. Bring the feet back. Back to shoulder width apart, sink the knees. Give the hands a bit of a shake after those tiger claws. And let's do a little bit of water here, just washing away some of that wood. Inhale the hands softly up the front of the body, and then exhale, just whoosh the hands down slowly, sinking the weight a little, sinking the knees. Inhale the hands up. And exhale. You can exhale through the mouth if you like with this one as well. Inhale. You can exhale through, long exhale through pursed lips, or you can do a just let that energy move out of the body. Inhale. Soft hands. Exhale. Inhale, drawing the hands up. And exhale. And then finally, just making the emotional release sound for the liver. Turn to one side, doesn't matter which side, palms face up. Inhale, bringing the hands, palms facing up to the chest. Turn to the center. Keep inhaling, hands come up, palms over the head. And then exhale, we make our calming liver sound. Shh. Circling the arms down. Turn to the other side. Inhale, palms up. Inhale, palms down. And shh. So these whispered sounds have a slightly different focus. Like the shoo sound, this is focused on the liver. It's very much focused on transmuting the emotional components of liver energy, so anger and frustration. And making more space in the body for the more positive emotions associated with the liver, such as courage. It's also just a really nice stress release, as it is a calming noise. Inhaling, twisting, palms up, palms down. Inhaling. Exhale. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale, palms up. And one more. And then just bringing the hands back. Just going to place them on the right hand side, lower part of the rib. Just take a moment, feeling that healing energy from your hands radiating into the liver. And take a moment, you can use your inner smile technique here as well, just breathing gently, focusing on sending positive healing energy to the organ and just smiling into the liver. Bring the hands down, just back into Wuji, nourishing our chi, palms facing towards the body. Take a deep breath in and out. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of work on the liver. Hope you found it helpful. I will be back with some more Qigong very soon. Bye.